Om Shri Sai Ram. Welcome to everyone to the 14th episode of the Sathya Sai story. We are in February 1949 now, and we are at Sriniketan, the residence of the Chincholi royal family in Hyderabad, where Swami spent a couple of weeks. On the 2nd of February 1949, Swami travelled from Hyderabad to Madras, which is today called as Chennai, by flight. Travelling along with Swami were also members from the royal family that included Maharani Lakshmi Bai of Chincholi. There was also Arani Rajamma and others who travelled, including Nagamani Purnaya. Why was Swami going to Madras? Swami was going there to inaugurate a Shirdi Baba temple at Guindy. Now this Shirdi Sai temple is probably the first ever Shirdi Baba temple on earth to house an idol of Shirdi Baba. This had been built by a devotee, Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar, about whom we have referred to a couple of times in the previous episodes. And how this whole temple project came about is a very fascinating story. It has been documented by multiple sources, including Professor N. Kasturi, including Howard Murfett, including Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar's own daughter, Srimati Leela Mudaliar. The story goes that the father of Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar owned a large piece of fertile land in this place Guindy, and in 1904 he was approached by a Siddha Purusha, a person of spiritual attainment, who requested him whether a small piece of land could be allocated to him for his samadhi. When he would leave the body, he would like to be buried there. The noble person that he was, he agreed to this, the father of Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar, and soon this person took samadhi. But before that, he told the father that, listen, this is a very blessed piece of land. It will house the temple of a Mahatma, the Paramatma himself. Very happy at this prediction, but not understanding what it meant, the life continued for the father of Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar. After him, naturally, the land passed on to Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar. Sometime in the 1940s, this piece of land was occupied by a black magician illegally. He trespassed and he began to stay there. And Lokanatha Mudaliar used the force of law to get him evicted. This angry black magician did some black magic on Lokanatha Mudaliar and left. This person was from Gujarat, this black magician. At the end of it, it resulted in Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar becoming, as it is said in different books, raving mad. He became a lunatic, he lost his mind, and he was being treated by doctors at a mental asylum. The chief doctor was Dr. Dhairyam, and he was doing everything possible but to no avail. All this started in the September of 1943. A few months later, as the treatment continued, Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar had a dream of a very young, cherubic, angelic looking radiant being with a halo of black hair and a chilly red robe coming to him and giving him sanctified tirtham, water in which tulsi leaves had been placed. He gave that to him, and when he woke up that morning, he was cured of all his madness. He was fully fine, and he was so thrilled that he went and told his family members about this young gentleman who had come and cured him. Nobody knew who it was, and they were soon going to get to know, because that very afternoon, Swami was there at their doorstep. Yes, Swami had travelled back then to Madras, and Swami had come mysteriously straight to this home, and he told Lokanatha Mudaliar, I came to you last night, right? Now I have come again to you. And Lokanatha Mudaliar immediately, it was love at first sight, devotion at first sight, he fell at Swami's feet and offered his life to him. And that is how Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar became a devotee of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba and travelled to Puttaparthi as well. During one of those travels, he requested Swami that he would want his permission to build a temple for him. He wanted to build a temple for Swami on that Guindy land. Swami agreed to it and blessed him to go forward, and that is how in 1946 Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar began to draw plans for this temple. That was when Shirdi Baba appeared in the dream of Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar and told him to construct a temple for Shirdi Baba instead of for Swami. When he woke up in the morning and was wondering what he should do, he receives a letter from Bhagawan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. And in that letter, Swami tells him that he is very happy with his gesture, but he should construct a temple for Shirdi Baba. The oneness of Sathya Sai and Shirdi Sai couldn't have been communicated in a better and stronger manner than this. Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar was thrilled. In that letter, Swami had also written that he would come for the foundation stone laying ceremony of the temple, and that is how on the 10th of July 1946, Swami was at Guindy in Madras to lay the foundation stone for this temple, and the construction of the temple began for Shirdi Baba. Now Lokanatha Mudaliar was worried about what he should do for the main deity, that is the idol of Shirdi Baba, because back then there were small statues and idols of Shirdi Baba available, but no temple which had got a large idol of Shirdi Baba made. A sculptor living in the nearby town, who was extremely good and skillful at his art, had a dream of a Muslim fakir who came and told him to travel to the Guindy railway station because he had the most important job of his life waiting for him. Though he did not recognize Shirdi Baba in his dream, he felt that this was a divine personality and he had to do what he had been commanded. So he traveled to Guindy and he got down at the railway station at Guindy, where he was met by another gentleman who told him that he was waiting for him to take him to a temple which had to be constructed, for which he had to make the main deity. Now this person knew for sure that the dream that he got was definitely divine, because this person has been arranged, and he travels along with him to Guindy, and this person introduces him to Lokanatha Mudaliar, and after that nobody knows where that man vanished because that was Swami after all. And then the sculptor begins his work, and this exquisite masterpiece was carved, the first ever recorded Shirdi Sai Baba statue in a temple, because even the Shirdi Baba statue idol at Shirdi itself came there in 1954 during the Vijayadashmi of 1954. So that is how this beautiful temple had come up in Guindy. It was ready for inauguration in the February of 1949, and it is for this reason that our dear Swami had travelled along with the royal entourage and other special selected guests to Madras. In Madras, Swami stayed at the residence of the sister of a certain Sri Narsimha Rao Naidu. Now for those of you who have watched the Sathya Sai series that was done by Premanush and myself, you will recollect that Sri Narsimha Rao Naidu was one of the earliest devotees from the city of Bangalore, and whenever in the early 1940s Swami travelled to the city of Bangalore, he would stay at this devotee's home at a place called Chamrajpet. There are many beautiful photos of Swami at his home. So Swami stayed at the home of this Narsimha Rao Naidu's sister in Madras. And on the 3rd of February 1949, Swami travelled to the government office. Swami registered the Sri Sathya Sai Mandali, which would govern the Guindy Shirdi Sai temple. After that, Swami went directly to the temple premises. As per Swami's instructions, there was a small Ganesh temple that had been built, and Swami first installed the Ganesha idol at that temple. After that, Swami came into the main temple that was dedicated to Shirdi Sai Baba, his previous form, the previous avatar. Over there, Swami materialized a silver idol of Ganesha and placed it. He also materialized the Navaratnas, the 9 gems, and placed them under the Ganesha idol. After that, Swami materialized golden tummi flowers, and he called the family members of the Mudaliar family and told them to do the worship with these golden flowers. Then he materialized a chakra, he placed it, and after all of that, the sthapana of the idol was done. After that, something phenomenal and wonderful happened. Swami walked out of the sanctum sanctorum, And then he told all the devotees to look at Shirdi Baba. He said, I am going to grant my power to the idol. And right there in front of the viewing hundreds of eyes, that 3-foot stone idol of Shirdi Baba levitated inches into the air. Everyone was thrilled. There was a gasp of amazement, and the idol was strengthened with the power of our beloved Swami, after which it gently came down and rested in the position in which it is even to this day. As late as August 2025, I had visited the Guindy temple. Whenever I go to Madras, I try to make it a point to visit this Guindy Shirdi Baba temple. It is open only for a few hours, but whether it's open or not, I go there, because on that day Swami said, this is my home, this is my first home. This is what Swami declared, and Swami has been there to that Guindy Shirdi Baba temple many times, several years, several times Swami has been there. And this first time that Swami was there, Swami stayed and visited this temple almost for 2 weeks, every day, morning and evening, conducting the ritual worship there and blessing the devotees. Chandra Choda Shiva Shankara Parvati Ravana Niraga Namo Namo. This whole ceremony was graced by the sonorous and soulful singing of the champion Carnatic musicians, the twins Shri B.V. Raman and Shri B.V. Lakshmanan. They were from the city of Madras, and they were very, very accomplished Carnatic musical singers. In fact, they were regular singers at the court of the Maharaja of Venkatagiri, and they had been invited to sing over here. And when they came to sing, Swami actually requested them to sing 2 Tyagaraja Kritis. One is Lekanna Ninnu and the other one is Sadhinchane. And even as they began singing it, Swami joined them in the singing, and they were amazed with Swami's mastery over these Carnatic notes and this Tyagaraja Kriti. They were simply stunned. They were overwhelmed with his expertise and his bhava. Swami sang along with them during the inauguration of this temple. After that, they prostrated at Swami's feet and sought his blessings. Swami invited them to come over to Puttaparthi for the upcoming Shivaratri. That is what we will soon be describing as well. But these 2 brothers, these twins, they were very dear to Swami. Swami was very dear to them. Shri B.V. Raman used to stay at Madras. Shri B.V. Lakshmanan used to stay at Delhi. And we will see in the later episodes how he had other roles to play in Swami's mission. But whenever possible, they would try to travel to Puttaparthi and sing for Swami, not just during the Shivaratri of 1949, several times later as well. And very beautifully, whenever they would travel to Puttaparthi, whatever time it might be, early in the morning, in the afternoon, late at night, they would always find food awaiting them, accommodation arranged for them. And when they made enquiries, the cooks would tell them that Swami told, today Ram Lakshman are coming, cook for them, and Swami would arrange the accommodation for them. Every time that they traveled and came, Swami had arranged this for them. This was a beautiful relationship that they enjoyed with Swami, and they were there at the inaugural ceremony of the temple singing. After this ceremony, Swami went to the residence of Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar, which was located at Triplicane in Madras. Over there, Swami went into a trance. For 10 minutes, Swami was in a trance and nobody knew what was happening. They just waited with bated breath for Swami to return. And Swami returned. As soon as he returned, he asked Sri Lokanatha Mudaliar to get a large white piece of cloth. And he said to do Pada Puja. He said he would put his footprints. Now, this was the practice during Pada Puja. At the end of the Pada Puja, they would apply, sandalwood paste to Swami's soles, both his feet, and Swami would place his feet on a piece of cloth so that his footprints come, and these footprints would be taken, treasured and worshipped. Now, when Swami was asking this white piece of cloth was brought and sandalwood paste was applied to Swami's feet, and when Swami placed his feet on the white cloth, to the astonishment, joyous astonishment of everyone who was present there, the footprints that came were not those of the Sathya Sai avatar, but of the Shirdi Sai avatar. They were clearly belonging to a body that was at least 7 to 7.5 feet in height. Swami told them to place this in the temple, and Swami said, remember, my feet are there wherever Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema. Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema is truth, righteousness, peace and love, harmony, justice, and 2 more qualities Swami described and said, wherever these qualities exist, there alone my feet exist. This is a very important statement, because however blessed we may think that a place is, if there is no Satya, if there is no truth there, if there is no Dharma, if there is no righteousness there, if there is no Shanti, if there is no peace there, if there is no Prema, if there is no love there, Swami is not there, his feet are not there. That is what Swami told to the Mudaliar family. He also said, my feet are there in the depths of silence. Wherever there is depths of silence, when depths of silence is not just keeping silent in the mouth, it is making the mind still as well. There's a beautiful episode about Maunam and keeping silent at this link above in case you're interested to watch that. Another very interesting insight. Before Swami came to Puttaparthi for Shivratri, when Swami was at Hyderabad and Madras, the devotees who were overseeing on Swami's behalf the construction of Prashanthi Nilayam, all this while Prashanthi Nilayam is being constructed, remember that, they noticed that there was a paucity of funds, there was a shortage of funds. What should they do? Swami was strictly against soliciting funds. Even telling people that let us do this for Swami, please contribute. Swami did not like it at all. No, you better not ask. If you have something you want to contribute, you do it on your own. But you will never ask. I'm saying this because nowadays we hear about people being given targets to collect certain amount of funds for whatever, in the name of Swami. No. This is something that Swami is totally against. And that is why these devotees were worried. What should we do? What to do for funds? That is when a certain Miss C.N. Padma, who was also called Drama Padma because she was a very good actress and she used to participate regularly in ticketed dramas. They used to make these dramas and put them up. And she is also related to the Chincholi family. She decided that she would want to contribute, and she produced, along with the help of other devotees, a couple of plays which were performed at the town hall in Bangalore, a very prestigious venue. And all the ticket collections from these 2 plays, she contributed for the construction of Prashanthi Nilayam. Back in those days, it was a sum of about 1,000 rupees, which was very princely, because let us remember, the whole land on which Prashanthi Nilayam is built, the whole ashram land, that full land was purchased by Sakama for 5,000 rupees. So 20% of that, 1,000 rupees. And that is how this Prashanthi Nilayam has been constructed. It has been constructed by the labor of love, by the labor of divinity, without even one wrong step, one wrong thought, one wrong word. Let us remember that anything that we build like this with purity of thought, word and deed becomes Swami's Prashanthi Nilayam. May we construct our hearts, our homes, our towns and our cities as Prashanthi Nilayam for Bhagawan to reside. With that, I am grateful to Swami for this beautiful opportunity to relive his story. Dear Swami, may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.